everybody. It's me, Kirsten. This is the It's Giving Mystical podcast for the energy of the week ahead, which will be today, this Friday, through the week ahead. So, justice, how's it landing for everyone? So many things that have been kind of in the ethers, in this realm of ideas or the realm of possibilities or the realm of secret. There's a way in which these things that have been in the atmosphere but also like untouchable, intangible are landing. They're like kind of coming home in the real world. There's real things happening in somewhat of an extreme way in a lot of people's lives. Things that feel really ground shaking in both positive and in challenging ways. So wherever you are, I hope you are taking good care of yourself. I hope that you are getting enough breath, enough space, enough distance to see the changes that are happening in your life as the truth that they are, right? So like the things, the circumstances, this came up so much in that monthly reading. The circumstances are what the circumstances are. So much of growth and presence and mindfulness is these are the circumstances. I can breathe through them. I can hold myself through them. And now what do I choose to do? How do I choose to operate? How do I choose to decide? How do I choose to pivot, navigate in this environment, in this space? And there's a lot of power there. It can feel like, well, the circumstances are, it is what it is, it is what it is. It is what it is, and you are a powerful being. You are a powerful creator. What would you like it to become? How do you want to be in that space? How do you want to let that space either nurture, nourish you, or how do you want to create distance so that that space doesn't impact you as much? There's so much negotiation happening on all these levels, and I just feel you. I feel all of us. Stay patient, stay with your breath, and stay with yourself. That question of like, choose towards love, choose towards you, choose towards freedom, choose towards liberation. Be brave in your movements, be brave in your choices. And brave isn't always something that the world sees. Brave can be very quiet choices to take an extra breath, to tend to yourself with more compassion, to quiet the harsh critical voices that might accompany you as you try to live, dude, as you try to be human in, as we said, a very vast and strange universe. My children's grandmother gave us a subscription to National Geographic, and the images that come in that magazine are so humbling, and they just did a space issue. I don't know if anyone saw that. Some of the images they have of the black hole, some of the light images they have of things like Jupiter, the surface of the sun, the way that the detailed image of the sun resembles things you've seen here on Earth, resembles the petals of a sunflower. We live in a vast and strange universe, and everything is patterned in these, really unique, mystical ways. And you too are patterned that way. On to the card of the week. The card I pulled for us this week is the Three of Pentacles. This card's definitely come up for us in the reading before, in the weekly readings before. And the Three of Pentacles, again, threes are perfection and pentacles are earth energy. So at its most basic, the Three of Pentacles is the Trinity, the creation of something new, the magic that comes from there was one thing, there was another thing, and those two things, I'm going to say it, beget a third, created a third. And there's a dynamic, creative energy to that, a very deeply life-affirming energy in the threes. It's something, there's movement and growth and creation and transformation in the threes. It echoes back to the Empress energy, the three in the major arcana. So feel the abundance in that, the creativity, the possibility in that. Truly, truly, truly life-affirming. And pentacles are earth energy, right? Anything we can touch. So our money, our body, our environment, the people that we love, the work that we do, literally the tangible 3D world. So the Three of Pentacles is bringing a type of harmony, a type of creative possibility, a type of life-affirming exuberance to the earth plane. And what we would say normally about that card, in the most traditional reading of it, we would say there's collaborative work to do. There's some kind of creative building, some collaboration you're doing with other people, something that is helping you, or with the universe that's helping to birth something new. And there's an importance to the quality of your devotion, the quality of the work that your hands do. This is a card very much caught up in work, and one of the key allegories, is that the right word, for this card is that idea of you come across two stone cutters on the side of the road, and you say to one stone cutter, what are you doing? And they say, I'm squaring a stone. You say to the other stone cutter, what are you doing? And they say, I'm building a cathedral. The Three of Pentacles is that lean towards, I'm building a cathedral. So even though what you see me doing might be washing dishes, cleaning my desk, paying my bills, getting myself enough water, walking the dog, weeding the garden. Like, even though it might feel like these very, getting on my bus, getting on my train, these very foundational, tactical minutia, what you're doing is you're building to something greater. You're building a life. You're with these choices. And again, this echoes, this justice energy is very clear this month. Your life is built on a series of tiny choices. The devotion you express in your decisions, right? So like, what are you devoted to? Look at your life. Look at your day-to-day. Look at the choices you make. Look at the way you spend your time. Look at how present you are in those spaces. That will tell you everything about what you're actually creating, what you're building. That's very much the energy of the Three of Pentacles. What are you building? And do you see how interwoven your wildest dreams are with the small choices you make in a day? Do you see that? Those two things cannot be separated from each other. So the idea that you can do something and feel that it's mundane or beneath you or a waste of time or, God, not that again, not cooking dinner again, right? But we're building that choice. Like, I'm cooking dinner because I'm in devotion to my children, I'm in devotion to my body, I'm in devotion to health, I'm in devotion to the nourishment of food, I'm in devotion to the community I build around my table with every meal I create. That's what matters to me. What matters to me is that my children have a place at my table every night, that they feel seen and held and nourished and nurtured every night. Do I want to cook dinner? No, I'm so over it. Like most parents, most people who are attending to, or caregivers who have to kind of feed the people all the time, you get tired of that, right? And yet, that transformation from I have to I get to because how lucky am I that this is my life? How lucky am I that I have the resources to cook good food for my children, that I have my children at my table, that I have the health and wellness to stand there and like plan a meal and execute it. So boring. So like no one's gonna tell that story at the end of my days, but it's building the life that I do want. It's building the home that I do want. And I know this is like my singular version of that, but what's your version of that? Like, what's your version of, this really matters to me. This is a value. This is something I want to like hang my hat on, anchor my life into. This matters to me. Okay, so then what are you choosing either towards that or what are you choosing away from that? And it's really interesting to look at yourself in this Justice Month. And like I said, in this moment where there's all this ephemeral, like intangible stuff that's actually showing up live in the world. Like, oh, I felt this thing. I knew this was here, but no, here it is to be dealt with. Here it is right in front of you. Okay, well, here it is. Take stock of it. Take stock of whether it aligns with what you want, what it's revealing about what's true. Be with the fact that this is true. Be with the fact that whatever circumstances that your life present you right now are yours. That's yours. And that's where all your power is. And that's why every guru of all time, every spiritual religious teacher has said, be here now. Open your heart to this moment. Be here in this moment. Three of Pentacles is saying, align these two things. Align the life you aspire to, the life you would joyfully devote yourself to, the life that nourishes you and fills you up and satisfies you. Align that with the choices you're making on the daily. Don't just cut the stone, build the cathedral, and know how deeply intertwined those two things are. When I went into meditation on this card, I had a really interesting experience, a little bit disorienting for me, because what I just said to you, that's all true. Like, that's all the Three of Pentacles, that's all the energy that's here. It's very much echoing what we're all working on in November, what we're working on with this justice energy, the moment of, oh, a ladybug just showed up here, the moment of evolution that we find ourselves. But when I went into the card, what I saw was something about privacy and or secrets, something about the, kind of pulling apart. Where in your life is privacy needed? Like, where is there like something where, this is mine to think about, cultivate, be with, and I'm not really ready to share it and just want to nurture it and experience it and hopefully enjoy it? Where is this sense of, this is my private, quiet space, and I, for whatever reason, need to stay here and have this experience without outside influence, without outside opinions, without anyone else's energy there? Where's the private space, the sacred space I'm creating in my life? And then where are the places where there are secrets? Where are the places where it's not really in our best interest? We're keeping that quiet, we're keeping that private because there's some kind of shame associated with it, or it's out of alignment, or it's out of integrity. And so we're kind of like, we might have a lot of reasons why we're keeping a secret, but there's this kind of like knot in our stomach about it. And that's maybe a good way to just like distinguish those two things, to pull them apart. And that was the energy I felt when I went into meditation on this card. Almost felt like I had surprised the people in the card. And there was this negotiation happening between, this is a space I want, this is something I need to keep private because it's mine and I just want to keep it to myself for a little while. And that feels quiet and good and right and safe. And then there's this energy that's a little bit confused along the edges of, this is a secret. This is something that I can't share because something might happen. Someone might think something. I might reveal that I'm imperfect. There's something going on here about pulling apart what things are private and what things are secret. And that's a 12-step axiom, I think, right? Like your secrets are your sickness. Just kind of hold that as you listen to this and just think that through, feel that through. And there's no judgment around it. There's just somatic ease or lack thereof that comes up in this conversation that the card really wanted me to pull out. And I felt a little bit like, what does that even mean? But I'm just going to share it because I know to share it is the right thing. The other thing to note was, based on the Ace of Cups from last week, I really do, this idea of where is your art was very alive. And I imagine some part of you was reactivated. Like, oh, this is, especially with that new moon in Scorpio, like, this matters to me. This is where I want to put my hands and my energy. And the Three of Pentacles is like, you're doing it. And if you're not, please do. There's this energy of like, make space for your practice. Rick Rubin, I know I talk about his book a lot, but The Creative Act, I'm listening to it on audiobook. That's the audiobook I'm, puttering around to right now. And he really does talk about this idea of, it's not the way he explains it is so beautiful. He uses this fishing analogy, and you're not really in charge of the fish. You're not in charge of the river. You're not in charge of the currents. You're not in charge of the weather, but you are in charge of dropping your line in. Like, you are in charge of dropping your line in, and you're never going to catch a fish if you don't drop in the line. Where is that true for you in your life? You're never going to get to where you want to go if you're not willing to show up and drop that line in every day on some aspect of your life. And he says you're dropping a line to the universe, which is just so beautiful, because I picture like whatever creative act, whatever devotional act, whatever spiritual practice, like wherever this applies in your life, whatever relational practice, like whatever you're working on, this idea that I'm just going to toss my line to the stars. I'm just going to show up every day, toss my line to the stars, and trust that that act, that commitment to myself, that commitment to my art, that commitment to my spirituality, that commitment to my practice, that is enough. And then the universe will hear me, see me, and the fish will come, the starlight will come, like the answer will come. It takes a lot of discipline to be at ease. It takes a lot of self-reflection, focus, discipline, devotion, self-compassion, self-forgiveness to be at ease. And to be at ease is a big fucking deal. And you experience the world very differently when you experience from a place of ease and lean back. That, my darlings, has nothing to do with circumstance. That, my darlings, has to do with your sense and your choice and your breath and your integrity and your fullness and your wholeness, and how much you really know how strong you are. Know that you can be relied on. Know that you have your own back. Know that your back body and your front body are integrated, which was also energy that came up in that November reading. So dudes, it's all here. It's all here. And Three of Pentacles is a beautiful, peaceful, creative card. I mean, that's at its heart. It is a card that says, there's art to make, there are people to collaborate with, and your vision matters. And you have the power to bring your vision here to earth. It's cool. It's nice energy. Those other things came up too, though. So like, take what serves you, take what feels relevant for you. And remember, whatever's showing up for you, whatever circumstances are here, there's like lessons to be learned, there's work to be done, but there's also just a sense of cultivating your stillness and your breath to remind you that no matter what shows up, no matter what life throws at you, you are here with you. You will stay here with you. You can trust you. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. And happy Thanksgiving. And I will catch you all on the flip side of this. May you be well. May you find yourself surrounded with people with whom you can be yourself, who you can enjoy, who you can be thankful for. There's so much to be thankful for. So much. We live in a vast and strange and incredibly rich universe. And we are lucky to be here. Sending you so much love, and Big hugs, big support. I, for one, am so grateful for you and me and this time, this space to be with the tarot. It's giving everything is sacred. It's giving art. It's giving light you up and turn you on and set you free. It's giving curiosity. It's giving freedom. It's giving love. It's giving you are more magical and powerful than you can comprehend. It's giving, I don't know what's happening, but I am so here for it. It's giving you are pure potential. It's giving mystical.